What's happening, investors, and welcome back to another video. This video is for entertainment purposes only, and we have a lot to speak about. Sens finally had a green day. There's an upcoming catalyst that no one's talking about yet. Also, let's talk about the actual date of the FDA approval, and let's speak about the calibration, because I know this is a concern that some of you guys are having. I've read your comments and I said I'm making a video on it. I've done my research. Well, here's the video. Before we begin, for those new to the channel, my name is Dean. I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm just someone who loves researching and investing in stocks because I want to make some money. I want to retire early, buy some new things, and I think Sens is going to be one of those companies that are going to help me do just that. And if you haven't figured out by now, yes, I am invested in this company. And for doing all this research, all these videos, all I ask in return is that you please invest in the like button, add the subscribe button to your portfolio, and turn on notifications. We talk about stocks and crypto all the time, and Sens is a company that we absolutely love on this channel. Let's start off with the stock price. Finally green. We were seeing red and red and red, and it was ugly to look at, but we finally had a green day, and what a green day it was. Up 7.74% for the day, back to the $3.48 range, and we did finish the day on the high, however slightly red in the after hours. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a bit of a pullback again tomorrow, because this green day did happen out of nowhere with no real news coming up. But if you want to talk about news coming up, well, let's just jump on to the next slide and see what we've got. The discovery awaits you at the 81st Scientific Sessions Conference. We have a conference coming up, and Sens is presenting, talking about their 180-day continuous glucose monitoring sensor. And by the way, if you haven't watched any Sens videos before, I'll leave some at the end of this one, because I'd highly recommend you check out this company. Do your research first, because again, I'm not a financial advisor, so do some digging of your own. So on June 27th at 8:30 to 8:45, we have the evaluation of the next generation 180-day long-term implantable eversense CGM system promise study. So they're going to speak about the results of the promise study, and this could be a good catalyst for the company. However, it just depends how much coverage this gets, because at the end of the day, if no one knows about it, it's not going to do anything for the stock. But we know about it, and we know this is going to be good, because the promise study already had good results, and it was the reason why we saw a substantial push up in the share price, particularly when you remember these results from the promise study for the 180-day system are what will be presented in the data for the FDA approval. And the FDA approval date is a big question mark right now. No one knows for sure when it's happening. I've heard people saying it's just around the corner. I've heard people saying it's going to be delayed. All I'm going to say is I've heard from the company themselves, not something that I've made up, not something that I've read, not a rumor. The last piece of information that Sens themselves spoke about in regards to the FDA approval for their 180-day continuous glucose monitoring sensor was in their last earnings call. And you can check it out for yourself, and also check it out in my video at the end of this one, because I've already been over this. And what I said was, the company said it usually takes 180 days to get the approval, which is pretty ironic for the 180-day system. And they started the process back in April, which means 180 days from around mid-April puts us to around mid-October. That's where typically it should fall, given the FDA is an external organization that has nothing to do with Sens, and nothing is for certain. And Sens did come out and say that there could also be a delay due to a backlog caused by the pandemic. You know, these people might have a bit of paperwork on their desk to get through before they get to Sens. That's not to say that it's going to be delayed, and that's not to say we could be surprised with it coming a bit earlier. But if you're buying into the company to swing trade, I would consider the possibility of a delay, which will cause some downwards pressure on the stock, because people might start freaking out and worrying that it won't get FDA approved. I personally do think it's going to get FDA approved, only because of the good results that came out from the study, and also this company is already one that has their 90-day system FDA approved, so it's not like a totally new technology. I'm sure that will be helpful for them getting out there and getting the approval they require. Another thing that I want to speak about is the calibration. I've seen a lot of comments and a lot of people are saying, look, what's the point of having this sensor, okay, this sensor that goes underneath your skin, if you still have to prick yourself every day to calibrate it, to make sure it's accurate? And I understand the issue here, I understand the worry, and I get it, right? I've seen personally, I know people in my life who have diabetes and they have to prick themselves every day. And this is something that you want to get away from. Right now, the benefits of Sens is that it's continuous. You're relying on those pricks to get your data, and you might only be doing these twice a day or 3 times a day. So that's a big period of time where you don't have the data, and it could be very dangerous. You might not know, you don't know what's happening when you're sleeping. You're not taking your blood when you're sleeping. You might not know what happens between jabs, okay? And this could be really bad because something might spike, something might go off, and it could cause a health concern. However, with Sens, having it in there continuously, yes, you still have to calibrate, but you know while you sleep, you know while between your jabs and all these things that you're still safe, okay? There's no alarms going off, there's nothing going crazy, you know roughly what's happening, and you just got to calibrate it. But moving forward and getting away from the calibration, this is something that Sens intends to do. If we look at their investor presentation, back to their product vision here, they say uniquely different long-term technology solution with multiple product configurations, one sensor, 2 products, or patient segments. And they have the goal of no sensor change for 1 year. Right now, they're getting the 180-day FDA approved. They already have their 90-day FDA approved. They're looking, their goal is 1 year, 365-day, which is further down the track. No daily calibration required, okay? So don't worry, they are working on getting rid of that daily calibration and getting rid of those constant little pricks that no one wants to talk about. No one wants to have to prick themselves and get some blood, okay? So they are working to get rid of it. And even better, no transmitter on the body right now. Although you got to implant this little system, you still need a transmitter on top of that to send that data to your device and to wherever it needs to go. They're working on getting rid of that also. So if you didn't like that, rest your mind that the company knows and they are working to get rid of it. If we look a bit further into this, their product pipeline, we see the 2021 eversense 180-day system, which is for type 1 and type 2 diabetes. Their Gen 1 sensor with advanced chemistry, 180-day sensor life, continuous real-time with alerts. So if something goes wrong, it lets you know. Their 2023, this is the eversense 365, and this is where things really start getting exciting. Gen 2 roam sensor, 365-day sensor life with 1 calibration a week. So they are working on getting to the point where you only need to calibrate once a week, which is a substantial amount better than right now what you typically have to do without the sensor as a normal diabetes patient who's currently taking your blood, and also their 90 and 180-day sensor, which does require calibrations. And then in 2024, just the year after, so there is a lot of catalyst for this company. They're working on their Freedom sensor, Roam 2 sensor with battery, 365 days. Again, still 1 calibration a week, which is still a substantial amount better than what it is today. And I'm sure people with diabetes would agree with me. Let me know in the comments if you're comfortable. If you have diabetes, would you be okay with 1 weekly calibration? I really want to hear the opinions of someone with diabetes. I've actually made a video, my very last video, we looked at someone who used Sens and the Dexcom, and he actually spoke about the benefits of Sens. So I'd really recommend you check that out if you haven't done so already. Now, another fantastic thing to see here is that institutions are loading up. Just a few days ago, Capital Management bought 15,000 shares to the value of a cool $40,000, and not many institutions have been selling this stock. We just see more buying and buying and buying, which makes me even more bullish on this company. It's a stock that I do own, as I said, and I'm planning to own them for a very long time. There's just so many catalysts and so many things to come with this company, and also they're doing a good thing. I really like their technology and they're really going to be helping people, which is just something that's fantastic. I know it's not good to fall in love with a stock, but it's hard not to fall in love with Senseonics Holdings, ticker symbol SENS, when they're just so good. Great company, great product, great goal, great pipeline, great management team, and a lot of cash on hand to keep them going and a lot of growth potential. I mean, check out their global net revenue projections. They're projecting $150 to $200 million in net revenue in 2025, 100 to 120 million in 2024, 60 to 75 million in 2023. 2022 would be 30 to 40 million, and they're projecting for this year 12 to 15 million. So if we consider that they're projecting on the high end for 2021 15 million, and then just 4 years later in 2025 on the high end 200 million, there is a substantial amount of growth. We're talking more than 10x, and it's hard not to say that this company is going to grow and going to reward investors. However, I do want to say that it is of course risky. This is still a penny stock. A lot can go wrong and a lot can change from now to then. So keep that in your back of your mind. Also, remember the stock is up a substantial amount right now. Even though we had all these red days, we are up a substantial amount for the month, because not only did they have good results, however, there is some talk of them classified as a meme stock. I personally don't think this company is a meme stock at all, but when this happens and people do hype in and push up the price, we can see some red. And I believe that's why the stock's been falling, because it was falsely pushed up, and then the swing traders, the people that bought in trying to hype the stock up and make their money, saw that it wasn't going up anymore and they started freaking out and selling out. But investors like me, who are in the company for the long term, were not worried. I was personally not worried at all. I openly said, I'm in this company for the long term, but if I see this price inflate way too high artificially, I'm happy to get out, see it go red, and buy back in, because at the end of the day, hey, if you can swing trade along the way, why not? But it is risky because you do risk missing a run up. Remember, time in the market tends to beat timing the market, as Warren Buffett once said. That is going to wrap up this video for today, guys. Just a quick one, a quick overview. We spoke about the catalyst, we spoke about the FDA approval, and also the calibration of the CGM sensor. Thank you so much for watching, guys. As always, please invest in the like button, add the subscribe button to your portfolio, turn on notifications, and let me know in the comments how much you love this company, or if you don't love it, let them know. Let me know why. If you don't love this company, let me know, and let's talk about it, because at the end of the day, it's very important to have both sides of the story, in my opinion. I'm happy to hear a bear case. However, I personally just can't seem to find one. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.